How do I monetize my podcast? It's complicated. I get asked this a lot when people especially are looking to start a new podcast. They'll start listing their reasons. I want to do good. I want to show off the things that I know, build my brand. Those are all good reasons, by the way, to start a podcast. And then they'll drop it. They'll say, and I wouldn't mind making a little extra money on the side from my podcast. As soon as they say that, and I've learned to control my facial expression, I know that we're in for a conversation here because it is complicated. First thing to understand is how much podcast advertising sells for. There are a couple of ways to do this. One is dynamically placed ads, and the going rate on the market for podcast advertising is 23 cents American for every 1,000 downloads. And it could take you 6 months, a year, for some 2 years to get to 1,000 downloads to make 23 cents. So in general, until you are a behemoth of a podcast, I would rule out dynamically inserted ads at that CPM, cost per mil or cost per 1,000 downloads rate. I don't think that's enough. You can eventually develop a niche audience and sell sponsorships. For example, I've got real estate agents who have their own podcast. They have amassed a bit of an audience, and now they can sell sponsorships for a significantly higher price than 23 cents per 1,000 downloads. They can sell sponsorships per episode, say from a home inspector or a home builder or a mortgage broker who's sponsoring the episode. And that's a way to kind of offset your costs for developing the podcast, but you're probably not on the plus side or in the black, so to speak. So how do you do this? Well, a podcast in the sales funnel works in the middle of the funnel. It works when it comes to developing interest and desire. As soon as you get to that point of pushing people toward an action, especially if it's a sale, this is when it gets really delicate. Think about it from the listener's perspective. For the listener, they feel like they're sitting at a cafe table just listening to a conversation between two friends. They feel like they're part of that conversation. They feel psychologically like they're contributing to the conversation. And if suddenly one of them turns and says, "Hey, you should buy my thing," well, that's just such an abrupt way to interrupt the conversation. We were having a good time here. And you mean the only reason you want me sitting at this table is so you can sell me something? Direct selling on podcasts is exceptionally difficult to do. But where a podcast can work in terms of action and eventually lead to monetization is by leading people to other places where a sale is more naturally expected. For example, digital products. You can use your podcast to encourage people to enroll in your courses, to download your guides or your ebooks or your white papers, which could be part of your sales process. If you have a coaching and consulting business, a podcast is perfect for that. You can lead people to, "Hey, I'm holding this event. It's part of my coaching program. It's part of my mastermind, part of my master consulting coaching program. Sign up for the next 3 months." Podcast is good at leading people to that because it's not directly leading to the sale. You can lead people to functions where you have a membership, which again, that could be the mastermind, which you would need a membership to be a part of. You can lead people to your memberships. It could be to establish paid or non-paid communities. I'm a big advocate for, once you've got a strong podcast, develop a Facebook community where people can freely exchange ideas back and forth, and you're part of the conversation to that. Maybe you're leading the conversation, maybe you're not, but you can lead people to that community. And within a community, it can be easier to make purchase opportunities more available. If you're holding live events, use your podcast to promote your live events. Again, for realtors, it could be come to my open house. I'm at such and such address on such and such a date, come to the open house. Or I'm holding a special live event, only letting in 100 people. First 100 people are the ones who get through. Sign up through the podcast right now. You could even offer them a discounted rate. It could be different group programs that you've got. Again, like those master classes that I mentioned. And it could be exclusive behind the scenes access to something that you're offering people, or a Patreon service. So when it comes to monetizing your podcast, it's not that your podcast can't lead to monetization. It can, but be really, really careful about turning to your listeners and saying, you should buy this, sign up for this, click the link in the show notes. You're probably going to scare them off more than anything else. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to this channel. We would love it if you did. See, there's a simple call to action, no direct sale. Happy podcasting.